Hi folks, this is going to be a very quick video on how to take a black and white line drawing and turn it into a black and white clean drawing that you'll be able to take into Adobe Illustrator and create a vector diagram from. Or you might be able to color it in Photoshop as well. I'm probably going to show you how to do that in class, but let's go. Now to start off at school, what I did was I actually jumped into a sketchbook. And after much mucking around, I tried to actually film the actual process of drawing, but it didn't go too well. Yes, and when I thought I had it on record, I'm expecting you to do a drawing that is a lot better than the one I have created. This is just for demonstration purposes, but what I did was just out of my imagination, and there's nothing wrong with drawing out of your imagination. I was, looking around for a pen that actually works for about 10 minutes, which was probably longer than what it took to do the drawing. But in the end, we ended up with a drawing that was of my good friend, Mr. Budgie. That is the drawing, and that's what we're going to take into Photoshop. Right, let's go. Okay, so I took a photograph of my finished drawing. And from that photograph, we are going to create a clean drawing that we're going to take into Adobe Illustrator. So I'm going to go File, Open, and I've put it on the desktop so I know where it is. And it's rough and it's ready, and I think that's it there, hopefully. So we'll open that up. Now at the moment it's not facing the way I want it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go Image, Rotate, and I'm going to rotate 90 degrees clockwise. So we now have the image facing in the direction we want. Now I've got the crop tool selected at the moment, and as you hover over each tool it'll actually tell you what it does. So I'm going to crop out the stuff I don't want to see. Now it's very important at this point in time in creating your image that you get out and get rid of as much stuff that you don't want to be there as possible, because it'll just make your life editing wise so much simpler later on. And if you can take a better quality photo, definitely do that, and better light, taken at the right angle. I have done none of those things and it's made my life a lot more difficult than it needs to be. But anyway, we shall continue on. So crop as much as you can. Remembering, of course, that were you to make an error and say crop too much out, so that I've cut his tail off, hopefully if you go Control Z, it'll let you go back a step. And you can see we're back to where we started. So Control Z is your friend in a lot of these Photoshop programs and Adobe programs. So we're going to get ourselves as close to that wing as we can, get ourselves as close as we can on this side. And on the bottom. Now, to get to the top of this image, what you can do is you can swipe your fingers down like that on the mouse pad, and that will get us down like that on the mouse pad, and that'll get us to where we need to be. You can also grab your hand tool, which is here, it's waving at you, and you can drag the image up as well. But as you can see here, I didn't hit enter on my crop, and that's why it hasn't cropped that second bit off. So here, let's get the top cropped in, and enter, and let's get the bottom cropped as well. So we get rid of that picture of the table. Enter. And then we can go View. This is how I always do it. Other people probably don't. Fit on screen. And there we have it. That is our picture of our birdie. Now the background is a little bit grey in places, and it's just not as clean as we would like it to be. So the way I do this, and it's probably not the only way, and it's probably not the best way, but this is how I would do it. I would say, so Image, go Image, Adjustments, and I go Levels. And this is what's known as, you don't need to remember this, but it's called a histogram. And the histogram has 3 sliders along the bottom here. Okay, you've got a black slider, a grey slider, and a white slider. Now, as I move my white slider to the left, everything will get lighter and lighter. So that background will become whiter and whiter. Now, if you go too far, you start losing your black lines. You don't want to do that, obviously. So you just want to go far enough so that you've got nice, crisp black lines and also a nice white background. And then with the black slider, same deal. As you slide it, it's going to make the lines darker, but it's also going to make other things darker as well. So any of these tools should be used with a little bit of discretion, please. Because there's no grays in this image, we don't need to worry about the grey slider. So now we've made our image nice and very, very graphic and bright. So we can hit OK. And so now we have a cropped image in the right direction, nice black and white, all is good. Now, I could show you in class how to color using this program, and if you start to struggle with Adobe Illustrator, then we can definitely discuss doing that. But for the time being, let's have a crack at taking this into Adobe Illustrator. So the final thing we need to do this is go File, and we need to say Save As. And we're going to call this Birdie Clean, as in clean black lines. And we've got it already saved as a JPEG, but this drop-down menu gives you a number of file types you can choose. I'm going to choose JPEG, and we're going to go, and where's it going to save? It's saving on the desktop, which is great, and we'll go Save, and high quality is good, and we'll go OK. So now we can close this out, and if we go to our desktop, we should have a Birdie Clean, and that's our Birdie Clean. We'll open it up and have a look. And there it is, ready to be taken into Adobe Illustrator. Hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any problems, you can ask me in class. Bye.